Alrighty, so I am quite low on food. I will solve that problem tomorrow, but for now, what I need to do is make some snacks. And here's the thing, it's not that I don't have the money today to buy snacks, it's that I would be spending my last $5 to buy more snacks. So what I want to do is make some naan bread, and this is the only type of sugar I actually have is this fake pancake syrup, unfortunately. So that is what I'm going to use to leaven the bread. And like this, you guys know I don't like this type of food, but there's nothing I can do about it because my website bill is next month, and I just can't be spending money on food this month. So that means no healthy food. It's going to be all bad food, which is unfortunate, but there's very little I can do about it. So I am going to get my yeast. This is Bob's Red Mill Active Dry Yeast. It's good until February 2024. Well, we'll see how it does. And this is the new yeast. This sucks. Yeah, this is the yeast I just bought. By just bought, I mean it's the newest yeast I have. So we're going to try it anyway. We'll put a lot in there just in case. And I don't know that this stuff goes bad, to be honest. I think they just put expiration dates on everything to make you feel better about stuff. Of course, there are some expiration dates I believe. I believe in the expiration dates on meat. I believe in the expiration dates on canned goods. Anything packaged, I believe that date. Anything I can't verify, there we go, I believe that. But milk, the date's usually wrong. Yogurt, I kind of believe that one. So I cleaned out my cabinets, and these are best if used by January 2025, so alright, so I'm going to try this flour. The flour I pulled out of my fridge was awful. It didn't smell right either. This isn't exactly fresh flour either, but it looks alright. Tastes alright. Tastes like nothing. Alright. It's not quite what I'm used to when I look at yeast. Alright, so well, I think you gotta mix it up before you put the salt in it. Well, it's looking reasonably decent. And we'll do some salt. Let's see if there's anything else in this recipe. Because it's flour. Nope, that's it. Yeast, salt, milk, and water. You can add oil if you want, but I'm going to fry it in butter, so. Boy, I have gone years without taking my jewelry and off, and it just seems like lately it's every other day I got to take it off. Alright, this is a bit sticky. So, we'll do that. playing with my bread. There's a lot of things you can do with dough. I think cooking has really gotten to be a lost art, really. And there's a reason cooking has gotten to be a lost art. The reason is that it takes forever. Because nobody's got time for it. You know, if you were lucky enough to grow up where your mom was a stay-at-home mom, mine was not. In fact, my mom was the sole breadwinner in our house for years. Actually, for every year after I was about 8 years old. So, you know, she didn't have time to cook. I always loved making desserts, cakes, cookies, pies. I loved making desserts, and I still do, but nobody in my family can eat that stuff anymore. They're all diabetic. So, you know, my love of baking doesn't translate well to people with that illness. They don't appreciate it. Even if they want to eat it, they can't. And I want to stay away from it because, you know, my whole family's diabetic, and the odds that it could affect me are very, very high. So I don't really want to eat a lot of carby foods, and I try to stay away from them. And you might think, well, Stacey, like every other meal you make is a carby thing. Yeah, it's tough to eat right. You know, it's very, very tough right now to be able to afford food. So, you know, I broke out a bag of food pantry flour. I actually went through my cabinets earlier today because I'm going to have to go back to the food pantry tomorrow, and that'll be Wednesday the 12th. I don't know when this video or that video will hit YouTube, but you know, it just is what it is. And my friends, you know, occasionally will ask me, hey, I haven't seen you at the food pantry lately. And yeah, I was doing, you know, reasonably well for a minute, just a minute. You know, and I didn't need to go. And then I switched my diet, high protein, high fat, low carb, and that was working really great for me. The hungry stomach was gone. And I just run into these pockets where I can't afford all that meat. I can't afford all the cheese. And it's very, very difficult for me to afford the snacks, the peanuts and things like that. So I cleaned out my cabinet. I have the new flour I bought, that little bag, and this is the stuff that I got from the food pantry about a year ago. And they had a weevil infestation in the food pantry, so I stopped getting this stuff from the food pantry. But I'm going to have to suck it up and go back and hope they've cleared up their weevil problem. There's going to be more of this stuff, and I don't really like this stuff. I really can't stand spaghetti. I hate spaghetti. As you can see, I've got 2 boxes left over from last year. And let's find out when it expires. You know, it's just, I hate this stuff. It expires March 2025. So I'm going to go back. It'll be tomorrow from the day I filmed this, but I don't know when you'll see it. You know, and this is it for what's in the pantry. And this is it for what's in the freezer. You know, there's only 1 low pork chop, a little bit of hamburger. That's a lot of bacon. I still have a lot of bacon. I have some bacon, I have some onions, I have 1 little sausage, more onions. This is some frozen roast beef that I don't know what to do with. That's also some frozen roast beef. That might actually be, I might have to actually throw that away. But that's all that's in there. You know, and I'm going to go ahead and make this naan bread. And we're going to see if it's going to rise or anything. I don't know. So anyway, I'm working on that. I went ahead and turned on the fire for just about a minute and covered it with foil. I'm going to give it about 20 minutes and see if it rises at all. For the record, I don't care if it rises or not. So, it is the moment of truth. It's been about 15 minutes. Did my dough rise? It did, just a little bit. But that's enough. I was not expecting that dough to rise. And it doesn't help that it's very, very cold today. It is, well, I have no idea what the temperature is outside. But it's cold, suffice to say. So I am going to transfer this dough into this bowl. Oh, you are sticky. It's a little sticky. Hey, and it's a little still warm. All right. So now I'm going to clean this bowl, and I'll be back. So some naan bread gets yogurt. Mine didn't because it's just very, very difficult to get actual plain yogurt in this town. These people don't eat a lot of yogurt. Well, they don't eat a lot of plain yogurt. They don't know how to cook with yogurt. So it's not a thing here. All right, so I am ready to start building naan bread and frying it. All right, so I washed my spatula. I'm going to need that. And I washed a fork so that I can get more butter when I need it. And I'm going to put some butter in a pan, or in the pan. So, all right, I've got my stuff. I'm going to make some naans. And you want to roll it. And you might want some flour. I probably need to get some flour so that I can dust it so that I'm not making my hands all awful. Just put a little flour in here. And look for a dry spot on this table. Roll it in the flour and then you just stretch it out like you would any flatbread. And once you get it pretty flat, you just throw it in your skillet. And you break off another piece of flatbread. This one's really sticky. And you just flatten up your dough. And you can be like, you're cooking and squishing at the same time. Yeah, if you don't cook and squish at the same time, you're going to be doing this forever. And I need a, put the finished breads on. Oh, I don't want to do that. Now I need a new foil. Oh well. Well, that sucked. I didn't want to use one of these plastic bowls because if the naan coming out of the pan is real hot, it'll melt this bowl, but I don't have a choice. I was really trying to avoid that. But I am out of foil, and there is nothing I can do about it right this second. So here is the first naan going into the bowl. Yeah, it's a little crispier than I would like, but these are still delicious. All right, I should make this one just a little bit bigger. And I'm not going to make very much of this, just enough to get through today. So I'm going to stretch this as much as I can. And I guess since I ruined this, I can stretch it on here. They don't have to be real big. And they don't have to be real thin either. That's that one. And I think this will only make about 2 more. I'm not making a ton. I'm hoping this is edible. I'm mostly testing the flour to make sure it's not harmful. It's about as flat as it's gonna get. And one more. I had to turn my Naan. Alright, so this is gonna make like 4 pieces. I guess that's fine. I used to make like quad batches of this stuff. I would just spend an afternoon making naan bread. And I probably need to do that again, but today is not the day. So these are the naan breads. There's 1, 2, 3. This one needs to cook. And that's it. So I'm only making 5, but 5 should be plenty to get through today. Little naan bread cooking, and I'm just cooking them in butter, just plain butter. And there's a naan that's done. I was making these a lot last year. And we'll just turn it over. Not quite as done as the others, but that's good. Alrighty, I got 2 more to cook. And what's interesting about naan, if you let it sit long enough, like if you're making a quad batch, it will just continue to get, it'll continue to rise because it's got yeast in it. So let me get the first one I made. It's just a little guy, and I'm going to see if it's any good. A little chewy. But it's good. Delicious. I'm making my last piece of bread, and here's the pile of them. They smell delicious. So yeah, that's it. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.